sharing with you.
Mm.
Well, folks, good evening. Anyway, good afternoon. Sorry, it's 12:49. So good afternoon, wheresoever you are watching me from. I'm here today with Davis and Khalid on the platform. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it is a platform that enables uh, yeah, so you don't have to let people getting the feedback. So David Sonkale is an executive member of the Youth in Action for a Better Liberia. He's also an advocate in Liberia, a local advocate. He specifically advocates.
I'll talk about
Yeah, I will like hit you up. I just want to let the people know my guest this morning. So he's an advocate, and he will better explain. I think you listen to him. So, folks, on this platform, we afford people the opportunities to speak on national issues, social issues, so just the matters opinion. So, um, this morning we are going to be looking at the 26th celebration. What do you make of the 26th celebration, John? What do you make of this 26th celebration? What's your opinion about the 26th? The national orator for the 26th celebration, Sansan Kawa, urged Liberians to rewrite the course of their history. And he was saying that all of the things we have in our history was from 1842 up to present, but all of the incidents that took place and in 1841 was not mentioned. And so he told us to rewrite our history. So before we dive into this discussion this morning, let me give my colleague, my guest here, the opportunity to introduce themselves and tell us who is this wonderful David Sonkare. Kabinski, David Sonkare, the names are many, but welcome to Let's Talk About It.
something. I'd like to say thank you for the platform. For those of you who don't know me, my name is David F. Sankari, and the F stands for Fabianski. And Fabianski came about when when I was playing football. I still playing football. Those days when I was very active. You know, it was this where everyone was football together. So because of that, I got popular because of the name. I got popular because of the name. So everywhere I go, used to call me Fabianski. So I just thought it was that I should go ahead with the name Fabianski, which of course I'm happy with. So
But
that's
why don't you use your actual name so that you can be identified by it, but instead you are like using someone who has already been popular?
the name Fabianski is something that that brought some part of me in. So because of that, I just I should use that name. I just went and started using the name. But that shouldn't be the issue. Yeah, so I'm
Okay.
happy on the platform, and yeah, we can go ahead and talk about issues we're supposed to talk about.
Actually, YouTube. Wow. Anyway, that's soccer, but let's go into our discussion this morning. Tell us who David Sankali is out from the football field, apart from the football field. He's been
Well,
a good keep. Tell us
the
who
first thing
David Sankali is.
David is a caring father. David is an advocate, an advocate for women and children rights. It's something that I found passionately to advocate for women and children. I believe that women and children have been marginalized for a very long time, and so because of this, I feel that it's important that some of us who have the privilege or chance to talk about these things, we should talk about them. So apart from football, I'm an advocate. I stand my morals and values are I stand for peace, I stand for equality. I'm someone who believe that everybody should have that chance, in life. Everybody should contribute positive towards life. So apart from it, and I stand for kindness, for peace, I stand for love. Because it is with love that we are going to do more.
Wow, that is quite from our guest here, who stand for peace, love. I think the love cut across the length and breadth of Liberia, because that alone shows your patriotism. So, speaking about patriotism, Liberia just celebrated for 176 independence celebration. And in Liberia, we've been hearing a whole lot of words on the streets. Some are saying that there is no need for Liberia to celebrate their 176th anniversary because there have been series of failures in the past from leadership. I mean, what do you make of the 26th celebration? You who has been around.
If you ask me, I would tell you that there are some things, you know, for the past year have been happening positively when it comes to our country like Europe. So, um, to be frank, uh, yes, we have celebrated. There are some things we need to celebrate in general. Yes, I can say we need to celebrate, and,
Uh,
and on the other hand,
who, who's,
there are all reasons that we shouldn't celebrate this without conscience.
so you need to like put me in between the lines. So
Yeah,
can you tell me some of the things that we should celebrate and some of the things that we shouldn't celebrate? Can you please do that?
yeah. So, when you look at like generals, who are us, I'll start with the back. Can you imagine, according to our history, this thing from 1847 up, you know, looking at where our country is, it makes some of us bad. It makes some of us to think that our past leaders did well for like. So this is where other people will come and say, there's no need to celebrate the independence, right?
Hmm.
This is how you see other people coming and say there is no need to celebrate you. Because our leaders were wicked, they were evil to the extent that Liberia is poor when it comes to development. You look at all our people around us here, a lot of them are ahead of us when it comes to development. In everything, there's no program for young people. There's no rural connectivity. When it comes to agriculture, Liberia is zero. So when people look at these things, it makes them feel bad. It makes them want to say that there's no need to celebrate July 26th. So this is where I stand. I say, yeah, time it make people want to think that there's no need for us to celebrate July 26th. But again, coming back to you know the positive side of it is that we were established and we have been functioning, we have been growing up for some length of time now, and a lot of lives touch not to the extent, that yes, we are least, for the sake for the fact that um indigenous people, some of them lives have been improved because man, when they started us in Nigeria, they met our native and our native this money was laid, a lot have been improved one way or the other. So it makes people want to say that we can celebrate, but yet remind our sister that or our church after all that we are not doing well.
Does that require us not celebrating? Well, yeah, we agree that it is true. Liberia has made some minimum strides over the period, and there have been some other difficulties or challenge, like you may call it. But despite the two, elements involved in our democracy, do you think it wasn't necessary at all to celebrate the 26th?
Again, I would say that if I were in the position of President William, um, whatever funds that President Weah have been using over the past years to celebrate July 26, I would say those funds to be used in different areas. Like the increase of drug taking.
Mm.
You should use those money, to facilitate project. You can build rehabilitation centers, build more schools instead of inviting people having big parties, just doing celebration that it should be something like just think something like gonna come
Yeah, yeah,
because
that has always been
why I'm saying this is most often it is youth. People are considered to be the minister, the high cabinet, the future of the government are those people who the government spend money.
okay. My next question is going to go to the president. It's on the president. But before I ask that question, let me take a very short video break. And get back. It's going to be about 2 minutes. Well, welcome back. Welcome back. So, Fabian Skip, that is our president. I mean, he's claiming a one-round victory, and you can see the video dance. So, if we were asked to grade the president, I mean, what would that be? What would be your grading points for President? The elections, the development that has been claimed by the ruling coalition of democratic change.
This election, it can be a one election. Looking at all of those that have been for the past year. Mind you, we have the Unity Party is a major contender to this election. We have folks from the ANC, Mr. Alexander B. Cummings. Mr. Cummings is a major contender for this election. We have they gotta have just shown this I'm not Harry Motorbike from Europe, I'm the Liberian Europe. These are all people who are major contender for this election. So the president, we are all folks from the CDC keep talking that this election is a one-round election. Well, I don't know from which perspective they are looking at this election from.
Actually, it's somehow impossible. Looking at the percentage that a presidential candidate need for one round, is very much impossible for the president to need. Yeah, because we have other candidates around that are going to share that vote. Yeah, so myself, I was kind of
This election is not for election. Nobody should take this
but
election.
do you agree that the president has done extremely well in terms of road development, the decentralizations of the hospitals, and the issue of education, free education? Do you think the president has done extremely well when it comes to that?
Well, when it comes to the president, I've done not everything when it comes to rule as far as my concern. When it comes to education, yes, I can say education the president. If I were grading him, I would give him maybe 50 when it comes to education. fact that
Why will you give the president 80% when it comes to education?
for the fact that we can, you know, declare you free, where young people go and acquire knowledge. I can claim 80% because of that. Because man,
Let
used to
me
be a place where
let me come to this, David. Education making the University of Liberia a free place for students does not necessarily improve the systems in Liberia, the educational systems in Liberia. In other government schools around here, students are still money, and there are a lot of challenges that surrounds educations in Liberia, and you are witness of it because you are also an advocate that have been airing the issue of bad education practice in Liberia. So why would you say that making the University of Liberia a free school for university students somehow has an effect or impact on the educational system?
yeah, this is why I said agreeing when it comes to that, right? Because um, back then our our young people, used to find it very difficult, very difficult in paying school fees at um the US. So for the fact that we were able to declare tuition free, and then the president was also able to pay our young people WAS or wire fees. This president was able to be or school somewhere in a public school. So this shows that he has something that we should appreciate him for. I won't just sit on this platform and say that the president didn't do some significant when it comes to education here. We should try to give the man who deserve it at a time. So at least try when it comes to our education strap. So
David.
lastly, I'm talking about health.
Mhm.
So for the health President, we have nothing, significant in our health sector. The president has school, you know, uh, during the president, grade, maybe, president, we are,
You can is still a greater president.
I give president
65% help.
the
And other citizens in the country are saying that the president has contributed immensely to the decentralization of health center. Most of them name the 14 military hospital and the Embry hospital. I think there are three hospitals that the president has
so
built
far,
in rural.
those are the president in the power, and those
Three, there are three major hospitals that he has built.
I don't know if
So does not necessarily give him the points above 65.
so. What President Bola should have done was instead of building something somewhere with body electricity because talking to the military hospital, I was saying for sure there was nothing at the hospital that I could take as treatment seriously. So and then when you're talking about
The Emory
the
Hospital that just
hospital, I received from someone close to me that there's nothing like Emory Hospital. They have taken place. So as you know, I, the only reason why President Buhari decided to build hospital, hospital that are now functioning, he
does,
shouldn't have that
does this
wrong.
friend does this friend work with the Emory Hospital? I
Um,
mean, how did he get such valuable information?
this friend live close by the Emory Hospital, he live close by, so the opportunity to enter the hospital, to view around, the hospital. was like, I was like, oh, pastor in, the government, just premises at the US in but then there's nothing such, equipment, that people in this neighborhood can down, men say that, when we are sick, we end up coming back. So tell me, this president,
Okay, David, there is something that I would like for us to talk about. Whoa, the size is so large, so unfortunately. Um, let us look at protests at the universities. The universities in whom you claim there is free school. As we speak, the university is closed due to protestation and also some dissatisfaction from the students community there at the University of Liberia. I mean, what's the impact of free schooling and the schools are not open or is not open? The school doors is not open for students to come and acquire educations. As far as hearing, people are saying the school will remain closed for time indefinite. And you just grade the president 80% when it comes to education. I mean, what's your say on the issue about the University of
one
Liberia?
thing about this, room was not, the system of room was not built within a day. So, when we are, to be having, making some significant impact, like I said, when it comes to, our educational sector. Like, yes, our great president, we are 80% because of those steps that he took, you know. Yeah, there were two that I'm talking about. The payment of, our 12-year wise fees and, the tuition free university. Mind you, I think people used to pay, if I'm making mistake, $5 or $6 per credit. But to get that $5 or $6, it was not an easy thing for our brothers and sisters. So by coming up, by saying that declare your tuition free, that level is person we are, you know, has some credit when it comes to our education system. We can give you some percentage when it comes to that. Like I said, there will always be problems. There will always be problems when it comes to that issue.
When
Because
it comes to education,
there are a lot of folks out there that don't want you to be free. Mind you, you guys, these guys are over there accepting, taking brown envelope from champions, getting a scholarship. So
mm,
this free, like, it was relatively for some of those five at a university.
uh, recent instructors were saying, though the free tuition scheme is there, but instructors were kind of finding it difficult to get their pays and other things. But my concern here is why will you get such a very much important program at the state university, and then the same students who should be benefiting are the same people protesting that the free school was just a fiasco the government is using another campaign message, and that in fact the school are not just implemented at the state level.
Look, Thompson, let me tell you, with the issue of the free school, I can say for sure most students are benefiting with the issue of free school. Then, those few ones that are protesting today, most of them are benefiting. Those ones who you see are protesting are, the bad ones. Those are the guys who wants, you know, to be protesting on US yesterday in, in the name of scholarship. There are a lot of young people that can afford to go to the university to hold out, just to get to the University of now, President, we have declared the era free. You know, I believe that yes, but now that the faculty they work within their domain, in their range, put themselves in purpose, you know,
But
they
do
can
you think the faculties
they
are
can
not
contribute
working?
to the running of the school instead of focusing
Do
on
you think
growth.
the faculties are not working?
They are not working.
What makes
I
you
think
to
the
think
faculties are the problem
why? Why you think so?
because they are now settled with salary issue and salary issue. Not only in US is happening, not only in US is happening. Salary issue, there are other people around who are complaining not paying them.
Yeah,
So you
it cut across. There are ministries who protest on the we are government for pays. Some of them say when the decent work bill was passed, they became victim. It shouldn't be that way according to the decent work bill. And the two institutions that protested him at present were the Ministry of Information staff, that was one, and then public work was one. I don't know how that issue was addressed, but there have been a lot of public outcries about salary issues with various government ministries in Liberia. And now we are talking about the same thing in University of Liberia. I mean, does that not concern you? Or why you growing the president 50% when such problems exist?
like I said, I'm in favor, the majority of young people who are going to benefit from such or huge decisions are very difficult to take. They took this decision based on, the outcry of young people used to find it difficult to, be able to pay that tuition fees. And this president went ahead, and designed a strategy for the of Liberia. So my feeling is the majority of young people who never used to go to school because of this, now they can go free. Like I said,
Yeah, but
the issue, the
someone,
big issue of the University of
someone,
Liberia,
someone might
the
say,
big issue of the University of Liberia is the faculty, the staff at the University of Liberia. Like I said, they are not the people who have not been paid, right?
hmm,
It shouldn't be like this. But
other
some
people are
people are going to find out something. Other people, teachers or professors or instructors should be exceptional people, you know, people who supposed to stand in the gap.
all right, David, let's look at this protest scene at the university. This was the first one from the BBC reporter. This was published some times ago by the BBC reporter. So he was like writing on the protest at the University of Liberia campus. If you keep going through, you will see what I'm talking about here. But there are a series of incidents like this that have been occurring over the period, and we see ourselves as the victim. When I say we, like mentioning the students. Likewise, myself, I'm also a student, and I guess you are also a student. But if you were at that university, you were also going to be a victim of what is happening now. So one may say that it's better that we forget about this in free school that is becoming a fiasco and the university is closed for what because we can pay our own money and then university will be open. And that means we will be able to, catch up with other students. Mind you, there are other universities that will soon be open. But then the University of Liberia opening it becomes a concern. When you ask any students, they will tell you that I don't even know when the University of Liberia will open. Yeah, so that is another serious challenge when it comes to the education. But the reason why I keep stressing on this is because there have been series of challenges in the educational sectors of Liberia, and the issue of schools now going with curriculum, the issue of parents being charged higher tuitions, and the issue of violating the code and conduct of the Ministry of Education's other institutions in Liberia. But then at the university's level, that is a state-run university, like it has always been, staying with protests from students grouping, students' political parties. Do you see it necessary that these groups intervene in national issues that will lead to the closure of the school? Do you see it necessary that a student political party will be involved in national politicking that might lead to the closure of that school for up to 3, 4, 5 months? Do you think it's necessary?
Like I said, I'm one person who believes in equality, right? I believe that every man, no matter your status, we should all, keep on top when it comes to life. Though they can be equal, but at least there are times, you can say people yes, one way or another, especially when it comes. So when it comes to the issue that has to do with protest, student protest, reopening of, like you were saying, um, I would say this, um, if students, feel that, have been, as they have been mistreated, because of, um, um, why am I calling it? Why am I calling it? The students feel that they have been marginalized because of the tuition free abuse, and they want to protest so that, you can open. Students appeal to the students because protesting is going to cause a harm for so many people. There are so many people who you got there who cannot afford a dime to pay their fees to go to school. So a few group of you who believe that, students should pay money to certain group of people in UL over there. You say that on top of it, the government get a huge amount of money. You take the people children, you say you're putting in no scholarship because they feel that, most of them in the university over they don't want to graduate. And then President we went ahead to design strategy and say, oh, the university program you say is wrong.
All right. I want us to somehow move ahead. We were talking about the independence celebration. I want us to come back to this independence celebration. If you listen to the national orator of the 176 Liberia independence, there have been confusion, there have been contradictions in the writing of Liberia history, and the stories not exact. They should be told. He went further to say that the history of Liberia was written from 1842, but then all of the events from 1841 were not mentioned in the Liberian history. And according to him, when the settlers came first, they settled at the Doo River, and because of mosquitoes and other diseases, they came at the Shepherd's Island. Looking at the Shepherd's Island to be very clean, nice, and conducive, they decided to settle without taking into consideration the people who they met there that cleaned that island. But later, when they somehow realized that it was important to consult this individual, according to him, they went and met King Long Peter, who was the king at that time in Liberia, and they said they have been in such a place to settle. They are free slaves, uh, bought in the country by the ACFs, and in fact, they're looking for land, conducive land to settle. So, what the king at that time listened to Long Peter, he decided to bring them a place to stay, and at the same time buy a well for them where they can get water to drink. But however, um, they said that they could manage with what they had, or what they need was the land to settle. But in times to come, there were conflicts arise between the both people. Chief Sansankara said that the indigenous at that time, though they never had guns, but knife on the spear, bow, and arrows to hunt and everything. So when the dispute erupted between the two people, the settlers, that of the indigenous people, uh, it led to a lot of dissatisfaction that today Liberia has been named Liberia, the motto of Liberia, he called itself the love of liberty brought us here. He strongly found on that. He said there were people who the settlers met here. These indigenous people shouldn't be forgotten. So it was important that Liberia revisit their history, rewrite it 1842. What do you make of that statement?
Well, it's a very very question. It's an easier question to answer because looking at Sansan Kaba, that was only before my father, before I can mention, looking at us that um, we need to read our history because there are some that have been extracted from our history. Who was born, but even my father born can come out to say such a thing. Then I think it's important that we listen to the elders, right?
Mm.
Very important that we listen to the elders, but we consider these people, the wise people, the people who have sought this before us. So it's not a question to the statement already from a whole lot of people. And by him coming out and saying their own or independent, I think it's a good thing. And it is in a level our historian, one of the historian that we have that died under years ago is take one um teach our people to look to you know history. So like you said, he said it during our Independence Day celebration. So I believe that to him and what our history that need to be added because there's a wild saying that says if you don't know where you come from, you don't know where you're going, right? So it is important when whenever the air says something that will go out there because these are people who have been existing before. They have seen things that we have not seen.
So for sure, you agreed that
I agree
we
100%. I
rewrite
mean,
our history.
our history should be
Okay, all right. Let's take a short break, and then we'll get back. We go directly into the discussion here this morning.
It's exactly 6 years since Muammar Gaddafi was killed. Muammar Gaddafi's prophecies. I will not go into exile to any foreign country. I was born here in Libya, and I will die here. This country was a desert, and I turned it into a forest, where everything can grow. No one loved this land more than its citizens. If Europe and America tell you that they love you, be careful. They love the wealth of your land. The oil and not the people. They are helping you to fight against me, but it will be wiser for you to fight against them because they are fighting against your future and progress. My message to you, the people of Libya, is, they are helping you to kill me, but you will pay the
You listen to that. Do you think we have another Muammar Gaddafi in Liberia?
um,
And can President Weah be the next Muammar Gaddafi to transform Liberia?
Saudi cannot be the next Muammar Gaddafi. It cannot be
Why you think so? Why?
because presently, President we are its official have been qualified. In the American people, um, Magnitsky,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, you know,
Yeah.
um,
And he has not taken any step towards investigating those individuals to know whether these allegations are true.
they can step towards that. Most of them they want to be, senator, representative, in president. So in short, it's just telling us um, people can go ahead and government. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, Fabianski, it's nice being with you over the period. You've been discussing national issues and looking at the independence celebration. Before we take leave of you, is there anything you'd like to talk on that is somehow, itching you deep down in your heart that you like to voice out?
Whenever we think about the future, has to do with yeah, a whole lot of things to our mind, but we can't just let the people from Costa people are always saying they can say, oh, we will not be able to say, but right now, one of the things that really, really bothering me, I want to talk about is, our young people this time around should know who to vote for. They should know what they want. Because man, anybody you give 6 years to right now, you are going to live with that decision for the next 6 years to come. So what is Parliament right now that I want to talk about is the young people. Young people, we need to be careful who we are vote to. Don't be able based on fact, right? Because this decision are going to affect the children to come. You know,
Mm.
bad is on you, but we live.
Who are you voting for?
Well, as you know, one of my
Okay.
yeah. So anybody who has vote for right now.
Okay, it's been nice talking with you. It's happy to have you on this platform this morning. And we look forward to having you sometimes in the near future.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
Alright, so until then, let me say bye bye from my end. And David Sankara would like to take leave of you. So thank you so much. Alright, folks, that was the voice of David Sonkali there. We were having him on issue in today's news, discussing national issues,
Share with me, yeah.
national issues, and the country's independence. So you listen to him and all of what he says. So let us take a short break. I mean, not really a short break, but this will be how I'll say bye bye from my end. I hope you join.